This structural crisis is taken up with gusto in a new book by former senior Liberal Party advisor, now political commentator, Gerard Henderson. In his book, Menzies' Child, Henderson argues that Liberals have a messiah complex, believing all problems will be solved by a powerful leader. Yet, he says, nobody really runs the Federal Liberal Party.
And so they should, you know, because the only way they're going to have a future is to vote Liberal.
Do you care about this country of ours? When you vote
If they ever make a movie about the Labor Party machine, it'll be called Goodfellas. And if they make a movie about the Liberal Party machine, it'll be called Driving Miss Daisy.
It is clear to us now that Labor has won the election.
The Liberals complain they haven't found the right leader to win, but some others believe they haven't even got the right party anymore.
I wouldn't rate the top half dozen people in the Liberal Party as good enough to get a job in the Labor Party.
I once again congratulate the Australian Labor Party. And I congratulate...
How did it all go so wrong? 5 election losses in a row, and yet the Conservatives were once the powerhouse of Australian politics.
Well, the Liberal Party came out of that 1993 election, and look at what happened. No one was fired, no one was accountable, and no one had had a bad game. They'd just lost an important election, and everything had just gone fine, if you listen to what they had to say about it.
In a new book to mark the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Liberal Party, former Liberal advisor Gerard Henderson says many prominent Liberals show signs of the psychological condition of denial. Young Liberal John Brogden is a good example of what's right and what's wrong with the Liberals. A gifted media performer and debater, he nevertheless failed to win pre-selection recently in Vaucluse in Sydney.
The problem is that the Liberal Party often doesn't see the need to have those great debaters and the need to have performers. I'm happy to have our politicians come to our branches and have their views challenged. And they, I think, are happy to have it happen. But for too long it's been the viewpoint of they are our Liberal Party Member of Parliament. We shouldn't question them too strongly on issues we disagree with them on.
They're embedded in a concept that the Liberal Party is the natural party of government, that change is not really necessary, that things can continue to go on, and the government and the Liberal Party will be returned to government.
Branch members have little say in policy, but they do have the mighty power of pre-selection, and they often send to Canberra mainly like-minded Anglo-Saxon men. Look at the Liberal front bench. No Jews, no one with parents born in a non-Anglo-Celtic country, few women or Catholics. Henderson says it looks pretty much like the Robert Menzies Liberal Party of old. Political consultant Malcolm McGregor, who's worked for both Labor and Liberal parties, recalls how Alexander Downer's future direction statement initially contained no separate reference to women.
I made the observation to one of the officials at the National Secretariat that we didn't have chapters on women and youth in the document, and he was surprised to think that I thought that was an issue. Indeed, he offhandedly said, women are dealt with in the chapter on the family. And I said, well, I don't know where you've been for 25 years, but there's been a social movement called feminism, and a few women out there might be a little peeved to think for women see family.
It's been terrible to be a believer in the Liberal Party, to be a believer in the Liberal philosophy, to be a supporter on election day, to be out there at 5 in the morning, rain, hail or shine, and to lose 5 times running.
That report from Margot O'Neill.